Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm from England. And when I'm not teaching, I like doing some hobbies here in Gloucester, like running and hiking and cycling. I look forward to hearing your views about today's topic. It's finally sunny, so I'm having a really positive day. Um, so today's topic is actually what do you guys think about England? So what do you think about England as a country? So I'm really interested in this. Um, I'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions. And don't be worried. I won't judge you. You can have any thoughts, no matter how strange they are. I'd love to hear them. So yeah, let's start off with Ananya. Ananya, I'd like you to please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your day.
Yes, Christine. Hi, everyone. My name is Ananya, and I'm currently pursuing my post-graduation and MBA from ICFI Business School, Hyderabad. And my day was normal. I got sick, so I didn't go to my home today because it's Friday. I am always home in the weekends. So if I feel better, I'll be leaving tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll be staying back this week. And I think this is the first week I'm staying back, and it doesn't feel good. So I am not liking it because all my friends are already out. I didn't participate it with them because I was not well, as I already mentioned, and I miss my family. So
Oh,
that's
I
it.
hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. Um, so I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. So what do you think of England as a country?
Yes, Christine. So, Europe has that vibe that that it's always an attractive spot for every traveler. I love traveling, and whenever I think of Europe, I always think of so many beautiful places. And what's not present in Europe? If that's not in Europe, that's not in any part of this world. So when I think of England, and I feel like the word itself suggests that it's a royal kind of a thing. For
Hmm.
the person who doesn't know British and who according to me. And also I was a literature student. I'll always be a literature student. So yes, all the poems I have read, all the plays I have heard about, all the little sonnets we have read about. It's all about the English culture. It's all about the writers, those who were born and brought up in England, and all other cities in England. So it always has given me that sense of, accepting that country as a own, because no matter I stay in India, but that connection has always been very liberal, and that has always been through these books and the part of my research part. So I have always been connected in that way. So I think it's very rich in culture, and which has always, intrigued me to know more about that place.
Excellent, very good.
Yeah.
And so what is it in the culture itself that you really love? So what?
I think the culture is very rich in the sense, I think they have so many, the hospitality of English people is too
Mhm.
good. They are always smiling. They have, we can see you as well, but I have met so many people in my trips also to other
Mhm.
countries, those who are from England and, North Ireland. So they people are very, if we compare genuinely, if we compare them to the US people, they people are very, they are very outrageous, and they reach out to us even if you're not talking to them. They have that friendly nature to reach out to anyone. for any help or offering any help. So I think um, I have discussed this matter with the people, those who with whom I travel. So this has always been a hot topic, that why don't US people come and talk to us? Why don't means what's wrong with them? As you mentioned hiking, I would
Hmm.
also let you know that there are certain hikes I have done, and I don't remember exactly, but the people I have asked for and reach out for help were mostly English. And
Hmm.
you always, you can get to know, even if you don't ask where are they from, you always get to know by their accent they use. So yes, English people are really outgoing, and you can just reach out to them for anything. I think that has always intrigued me. And rich culture, in the sense they have so many beautiful places which has been reserved and preserved for so long. And I think they have turned they have turned the country into a very beautiful heritage site. And also, they have saved their heritage, and they have also marketed their heritage in such a way that people definitely want to visit those places.
Excellent, very good.
Mm.
And what about you said that, you were a student of literature and you studied all the sonnets. What strikes you the most about the literature, and what was your favorite?
Yes, so I have always admired Shakespeare. Whenever I talk about Shakespeare, everybody is like, "Okay, you are an English literature student, so you will always talk about Shakespeare." But there are other writers too. But I say the way he writes, the way he portrays, it's beyond. I think he has just been a magical person, a person who has been blessed with so many traits and qualities. So I think Shakespeare has always been in my mind. I did literature to know more about him, to know more about his works, and how he ended up writing so many plays and poems. So also I admire Wordsworth. He was also an English writer, and he definitely wrote so many poems. And the most beautiful thing about them is they always wrote something beyond their capability. They didn't stay in the place about where the poem is written, but they have always been going to the countryside, laying on in the garden or some other place, and they have been writing such a beautiful thing. So I think um except of London, I haven't been to any other places. Like I have a plan to go to Manchester. So I don't know when will I visit. I don't have any recent plan, but I have a plan to go to Manchester and Liverpool. So I think
Okay.
I'll be visiting Liverpool and Manchester very soon. But yes, so I think the countryside, I definitely want to explore the countryside of England, so I could see what really holds there. And London, apart from all other cities, I think it's very commercialized nowadays, and it has been a hubspot of all the tourists. So everything is just being commercialized. But
It's very
obviously,
cosmopolitan.
yes, it's very
Hmm.
cosmopolitan. And when you go to, when they say that if you want to see the real England cities, then you have to go to the very small cities of England, where you can really find people, those who possess that qualities of the British power. So you would see them. So I have a plan. Let's see. Whenever I feel right, I will
Excellent.
definitely visit and explore the places of the country.
Fantastic. And I meant to ask, what is your favorite? Which one is your favorite? If you had to pick a favorite play from either Wordsworth or, sorry, Shakespeare or Wordsworth, what would
Yes,
you pick?
so about play, I think my favorite play is Macbeth, and I have read that play very wholeheartedly. So I think, yes, Shakespeare's Macbeth would be the one. And
Hmm.
also, I admire feminism a lot, and I think Virginia Woolf's all the poems are and plays are good. So I think anything she writes, it turns out to a feminist, penned some beautiful lines have come out. So I think Virginia Woolf is also one of my favorites. So I would definitely say these are the things I love.
Excellent, very good. And you mentioned to me Liverpool and Manchester, and
Yes,
you plan on going there. No
yes,
fixed dates yet, but that's your plan.
yeah.
What would you like to do? Why specifically those places? Um, why not Bath or Bristol or Bournemouth or Southbourne? Why specifically those places? And
Yes.
what would you like to do?
So Liverpool and Manchester because I follow cricket, and football. So my brother and I always have a clash that you follow cricket, you never follow a football sort of thing. And he's like he has the T-shirt of Manchester. He follows Liverpool a lot, and he never misses a match. And I'll be like, I want to see cricket. I definitely would go for cricket. So he's like watch once the cricket of the football of other countries are really nice, and how they play you will definitely be intrigued by their and how they have come out with all this way of playing and the techniques and all. So I think he has always been that person who has always pushed me to watch football. So I think yes, for that reason Liverpool and Manchester were my priorities, because I want to take him with me so that we can watch the match sometime together. I have
That's
never
lovely.
followed to a very astonished note that I have never followed football, but after all my friends and all my cousins, they are football fans, and I'm the only one who watches cricket sometimes, but not all the time. But yes, sometimes I watch cricket, and they have always, they always come out with the thing that why don't you watch football with us? So yes, for that reason, I think Liverpool and Manchester.
Excellent. Okay, so specifically because of football. And so what would you like to do when you come here to visit? Yeah, you would like to watch a game, but
Yes.
what else would you like to do?
I think I haven't researched so much about that, but definitely I would visit some good places to eat because I love food.
Mhm.
So I would try some English food and would explore more of the countryside, how people are, how they are living, how they are, spending their day in a whole country. So yeah, so for that reason, I would say.
Okay, fantastic. And if I were to ask you, would you consider moving to England or no?
I can move to any part of the world. That has been a question which has been asked me in the interview also. I have been a part of quite a few interviews, and they have also asked me that if you get a chance to, move out of the country and move to any part of the world, which place it would be. Definitely, it's New York, but I say I am open to all the countries because every place has something to teach you. So if it is England, I would definitely move to any of the even if it is the very small city of the England, but I will definitely move into it. So I am open to exploration. So yes, I'll move it.
Excellent, very good. Okay, so we've talked a bit about culture, um, what you like from the literature side, and hiking and all of these places. If you had to visit a historical site in England, is there one that interests you more than others?
Mm, Not really. I haven't, you know. It has not come into my mind yet. So
Hmm.
in historical way, I haven't seen it so good. But yes, I know it is a part of a historical era, and there are many things which has to be explored. So for a sightseeing, maybe I can go to one place or other which are famous and which are known, but I haven't really gone into that sort of a place. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Um, Just I probably will come back to you. I just need to check if Arush is in class or not.
Yeah, sure, 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 sure.
Arush? No, I don't think he's going to be joining. Okay, so Ananya, we'll carry on the conversation.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So okay, so you don't really know which historical sites. You don't know enough to know which historical sites to visit.
Yes.
Um, I will recommend a few.
Yeah,
Um,
sure, sure.
if you do, I know London is very cosmopolitan, but it is genuinely one of the best places for history.
Definitely.
So if you are interested in like the Natural History Museum, I would definitely recommend it. I've been there about, I think, 3 times. They had a massive, I don't know if it's still there, but as soon as you enter the museum, you see this massive skeleton of a dinosaur. And it was something that I was obsessed with dinosaurs growing up.
Okay.
Weird child.
Okay.
And I absolutely loved it. But they have so many artifacts in there, and you know, ancient artifacts and everything that has to do basically with history is in that museum, and you will spend a whole day in there, and you probably wouldn't see all of it still. It
Yes.
is amazing. But you've got the Science Museum, the Victoria and Albert Museum, which is all about fashion, which you might find interesting as well. Which is how how fashion has changed over the years. So
Yes.
you would see things that, you know, people, royalty would have worn, you know, 100 years ago,
Yes.
um, and seeing how it updated. But then there are places like the British War Museum, going to Trafalgar Square, to the National Library. So there's loads and loads to see there. So if you are interested in that, I definitely recommend going to London for that.
So, Christine, that we have three, four Europe trips lined up. So,
Mhm.
the closest one is Greece, but I couldn't go to other places. But yes, the next during the time of December, the winters, I have heard a lot about Christmas in
Christmas in
London.
London.
Yes. So I have that thing that I would spend my 31st, 25th of December to 31st of December in London. So if possible, I'll definitely go to the places you recommended because
Definitely.
I have not gotten so much of time to explore London because it was just a day, I guess. Yes, 24 to 26 hours a day and some more hours. So I didn't find time because I was already tired and
You didn't have time, of course.
yes, so I had to go back to Denmark, so to my brother. So and that was the layover in London. So we planned to stay there for a day and then leave
A
for
proper time, yes.
yes.
Well, if you do go, definitely do visit the museum. It's also free of charge,
Okay.
so that you have to go early because obviously there's a big
So
queue.
I've heard that England provides free education to the people or English people. So is it true?
Yes, so in England
Oh, great.
there are public schools
Okay.
that are free, but there are also private schools, obviously, that you would be
Pay for.
paying for.
Okay.
Yes, but government schools, they're free, so you have free education. However, that stops then, obviously, with university. University fees are pretty
Yes, yes.
expensive.
Okay.
Um, but yes, so there is a wide range of things that you can do. And you also mentioned food. I
Yes.
find it, uh, you know, I've been here for a long time, and British food is has improved a lot. But it's not something that usually we go, yeah, come for the
Yes,
food.
yes,
It's
yes.
great. Because we usually, in fact, you will find that a lot of our food is actually Indian food, or
Yes.
you'll find loads of Indian places in England because we like Indian food, and we think that's great. But actual British food, um, we don't actually advertise it so much like other countries do. Like other
Yeah,
countries, like India would
right.
advertise
Right.
their food and Italy would advertise, but we don't really advertise that so much. So what kind of food would you like to try?
I think I have always been a fan of Indian food because I love the spices, the way
Hmm.
they, everything, the spices and all the preparation is made.
Hmm.
So I think I'm a pure non-vegetarian. I eat all sorts of non-veg. So I think yes, so I think some piece of steak and some bread or pita or with some hummus, I guess that would be a perfect meal.
Yeah.
Because apart from Indian, if I choose, I would go for these kind of just mixed cuisine.
Yes. You will find loads of mixed cuisine, but
Yeah,
typical
there's a
English
place,
food.
I don't remember, one in London. I had, they had some, I don't know what the dish was called, but it was really tasty and I loved it.
There are loads of cosmopolitan. Sorry, since it's a cosmopolitan, there are loads of different types of food in London, which is great. If you do go for typical English food, I
Mhm.
would recommend finding because typical English food is very much like fish and chips, for example,
Okay, okay.
which is that's what I mean. We don't really advertise it because it's nothing really,
Yes, yes,
wow,
yes, yes, I
special.
get it.
Um, but fish and chips is like typical English food. However, you have to go to find a proper fish and chip place
Yes,
that
right. The
really
authentic
really
one.
high rated. Yes, really authentic one because they would really cook the fish well. It's basically battered fish and chips.
Okay.
That's very simple. And you might find also some things like Yorkshire puddings,
Okay.
which you might like to try. They're really good.
Okay.
So these are some things that you might want to try when you come to
Definitely.
England.
I think I have to explore more about UK because this has been a only part which I
Hmm.
always tried and love to explore but haven't got so much time to research. I think
Hmm.
when it comes to other countries like you talk about France, you talk about Denmark, you talk about Norway, the ones which are always on the top of my list that I have to visit these places first, then I'll go to the places next. So the top of the list has always been there, and I have been always researching about that places only. So that has made me, I think, look into the matter of that
Hmm.
place much more than these places. But I think yes, anyway, I loved London, so I think every places in England would be as beautiful as London. No matter how remote the places and the people will always be the same. So I think yes, definitely when I visit next time, because I am staying for a longer time, so
Hmm.
be 4 to 5 days, and I'll definitely see how London looks in winter, and does it snow, and if it snow, how
Yeah,
beautiful
you
it
might be
looks.
lucky.
Yes. So let's see how it goes.
And what about what do you think of England as a country in terms of its? So you've told me about the history and the culture, and you've explained why you want to come here. But what do you think about England as a country in terms of its politics, economics, um, as about its standing in the world?
I think yes, it is it is the underrated country because when we don't hear more about England, and we hear all sometimes nonsensical things about other countries, but when it comes to England, it's very what do you say it, I'm not getting the right word, but it is very done with so many historical artifacts and so many things, but people never really tried to explore it. And even if they have tried to explore it, they have kept it to themselves. They have never let that world know more about this place.
Hmm.
I think that is because of one reason, that is, preserving the historical culture and the nurturing more of this country facts to the country people rather than showing it to the foreign world. I think yes. And in matter of economics, if you ask me, yeah, London, after seeing and researching a little bit about all the places, England has always been stable and always have stood out in the matter of economical things. And
Hmm.
I think recently recession has hit, and but it hasn't affected so much, and definitely it wouldn't, because the reserves of the country England has more power, that it wouldn't harm more of the people.
And what are your thoughts about the royal family and its politics at the moment?
Yes, I think
Because a lot is going on.
Yes, no problem. I would definitely speak about it. So, royal family, it's kind of, I think, it's just the family and the heirs goes on years and years. So, it doesn't, after I think Princess Diana, nobody has just thought of, the reign would just go on for so long. And
Mhm.
I think it has always been fabricated, but the royalty of the country England has always been there. And I think most of the reserves and all the economical balances comes from the royal family. So I think they still have that stand, they still have that authenticity in your place, because they still have that trust of people. And I think now, for a change, if there is a chance of getting that powers out of the royal family and giving it to the government would be more
Mhm.
specific, then yes, it could be done, because I think the time has changed, and people really don't want to be under the stress of being under something. So yes, if there is respect, but if there is kind of a more of a financial freedom or economical freedom, they can definitely try to build a new government, and more powers would be given to the government than the royal family.
Okay,
I think
excellent.
that's the culture that has been going on since a long time now. Since the beginning, the royal family has cultured it in such a way that people really respect them and follow them, and whatever they have that sense of belongingness towards the royal family. But other than that, if you
Mhm.
there, the time has changed, and there are many liberals coming out of all the families, I guess. So yes, if
Definitely.
it's the time of a change, then they can definitely change into new government.
Excellent. I think we have touched upon a lot of topics today,
Yes,
because I mean we started out with history and culture, and
yes,
you've spoken about your love of Shakespeare and Wordsworth and Virginia Woolf,
yes.
and I love the fact that you've mentioned all of these, and then we also moved on to um, oh, Sangram. Oh, there's Sangram. Hi, Sangram.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Sangram. Can you please briefly introduce yourself and tell us
Audible?
what you think of England as a country? Because I do have another class today after this, so I would need to leave you very soon.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
I
Hi,
guess he
Sangram.
has some network
Hello.
issue.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes,
Actually,
but
now I'm driving,
can
so
you?
I'm not audible.
Yes, but Sangram, can you please answer today's question very briefly, please?
Okay, answer some. So the today's question is regarding uh, Supreme Court England as a country. Okay. So I think that though they have ruled us, taken, like foreigners have ruled us in like our country India. I think
We
that
can't
they have
hear
been
you.
like
We
teaching
can't
us
hear you, Sangram,
from
I'm
their
afraid.
culture.
Sangram, we can't hear you.
I'm still I'm not in the network area. I'm still traveling. Hello. Hello.
Sorry, Sangram. I
Hello.
think there is a network issue. We can't hear you properly. So with
No
that,
problem,
guys, I
Christine.
have
I
to
think
leave
if you
you.
have another class, you can leave, and
Yeah, I will
tomorrow we
have
can
to leave
discuss
you
more
guys
about it.
today. But thank you very much for joining. I've really appreciated your input and your thoughts about England. I'm really sorry about having to dash, and I can't wait for Sangram to connect properly, but we couldn't really
Yes,
understand what you were saying there.
sure, Christine. No problem.
But thank you very much, Ananya, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Thank you
See
so
you
much,
guys.
Christine.
Have
Have
a
a
good
great
weekend.
weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.